I get asked all the time, what is the coolest car you've ever driven? Well, from now on, I would say this car, the Mercedes SLS AMG, has got to be at the top or very near the top of the coolest cars I've ever driven. This is sort of an homage to the famous Mercedes 300 SL from the 1950s. People sometimes ask, why don't they make a car like that anymore? Well, I'll tell you what, these days, with the interest of safety, gullwing doors like that are a lot harder to do than they were back in those days. For one thing, look what happens. What if I flip over and I land on my roof? Well, in this case, nowadays they have exploding bolts up here in the roof that pop the doors off if I land upside down. Also, you'll notice the windshield pillar here is extra thick to give support because there's no structure between the windshield pillar and the one behind it. The layout of this car is really interesting. It's what they call a front mid-engine, which means the engine is under the hood in the front, but it's behind the front axle, almost all the way into the passenger compartment. And the transmission, instead of being bolted right to the back of the engine like it normally would be, is all the way in the back. It's really part of the rear axle, and there's a carbon fiber drive shaft that connects that engine to the transmission in the back of the car. Well, that means there's no manual transmission option in this car. You get a 7-speed automatic, but it is a great automatic. Super slick, the shifts are quick, and it shifts at all precisely the right times no matter what mode you're in, whether you're in sport or super sport or in comfort mode like I'm cruising around in now. This car does have paddle shifters so you can select the gears yourself if you want to, but I think you'd probably find you didn't really need them. What this car really is a showcase for Mercedes-Benz AMG Performance Division. This is the only car that's available only as an AMG. The performance of this car is really raw and muscular. It's got a lot of sophistication to it, but you really hear that engine just throbbing through this car when you drive it, and you feel all that power. And that's really what this car is about.